I really wish this was my first exposure to Friday the 13th. But anyways, in all seriousness, welcome back to another Raunchy review. Yes, this time we are dealing with Friday the 13th. This is also the remake, I think back in 2009. And like I said, this is my first exposure to this movie, and I kind of wish I watched one of the originals first. Who's your favorite character?
The blonde guy who gets an arrow in the head.
What's his name? Lance from the superhero movie? Yeah, so I would definitely say that my favorite character is Chewie, and I think he's just probably the funniest character out of anyone, but I mean...
Get some good laughs.
He has some good laughs. Without further ado, we should definitely be talking about Jason Voorhees now.
He's 70 years old.
I guess, yeah, we kind of came to that conclusion if the woman who chopped his mom's head off in the beginning of the movie...
70, 80 years old.
Was like 70, 80 years old by this time.
He's like 60, 70.
He's got to be pretty old. It's amazing he hasn't been caught yet. But also this man's like a giant.
How wasn't he found as a kid? There was clearly an investigation after they found a body with no head. And the girl was like, I just killed Jason's mom. You know, clearly something police related has to happen.
I think the worst thing about this movie is probably the writing. There's so many fucking almost plot holes that you can just poke throughout this entire movie, so.
Like what?
Just said, like the
Name
police
one.
Investigation. Give me a second.
You just said.
Launched a proper investigation, but they've never found Camp Crystal Lake. Yeah, so what do you think about Jason? Because that's kind of what we were supposed to be talking about.
Yeah, he has a mom fetish. He lives in a mine. He's really talented.
This man is an amazing shot.
He can shoot a bow accurately at a moving target. Like going like 20 miles an hour.
What about the axe throw?
The axe throw was amazing.
There's no way he should have made that.
Nah,
but he did.
My girlfriend's family does axe throwing.
I guess we should talk about, there are two groups of teenagers in this movie, or adults. I don't know what age these people are, but either way, there's a first group.
I would say the first group is like younger than the second, right?
I don't know. They all just look like they're the same age.
Yeah, they all just look like classic 25 to 30-year-old actors. Say.
To be honest, most of them are forgettable, and I think that's just because they're here to die.
Except the Robert Downey Jr. look-alike.
I guess we should actually talk about Sam. Yeah, he's the main character of the movie, and he's looking for his sister. And then he finds his sister.
So why do they make the main character such a douche?
I don't know. Everyone in this movie is kind of a douchebag and has really no character development. So
yeah, everyone's just kind of a douche. You know who wasn't a douche? The nerd in the first scene. He was cool. He saw his friend was about to get laid. He's like, I gotta get out of here. Cock not blocked. We should find their names out right now.
Oh, the Clay.
Clay?
Clay's the main guy.
Clay is Sam.
Clay is Sam.
Which one's Nolan?
Nolan's the guy that goes...
Okay, that's him. This movie starts off with the not main group of kids who die in the first about 25 minutes of the movie. They're out on a search for pot, pretty much, just looking for weed. And they eventually find it, but then they get killed. And there's a really funny scene about the girl in a sleeping bag burning. It's kind of
hell yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Then dude gets in the bear trap, like Charlie. But anyways, so all of them die except the main chick, Whitney. It cuts to black before it shows her death.
It takes him like 20 minutes to get to the main title screen of this movie, and I find that incredibly wild.
And so then cut to new group of kids cruising around in a Suburban, or like a Tahoe or something, I don't know. They end up needing some gas, some snacks and condoms, so they stop off for that. And they run into Clay, who is our, I guess, main character. He's our, at least, survivor. And Clay's kind of a douche, and then the other guy's kind of a douche, and then they're both kind of douchey together. And I think they should just kiss already. But They run off because done in the gas station, get to their cabin in the woods off Crystal Lake. Eventually they all kind of split up and get murdered in their own way, and leads to...
Once Clay finds Whitney, that's when Jason comes back into the picture, and it kind of has a big kind of climactic battle where they go to the shed where a hillbilly died or whatever. I guess Whitney has, like, whenever he says Jason's name, he thinks that Whitney's his mom. You know, it like stops him every time, and I guess pretty much dude was supposed to die, like he got stabbed in the heart. I don't know how this man is still alive. Eventually, they win and defeat Jason. They kick him into Crystal Lake, where I guess the movie kind of ends, and he breaks through the dock, and yeah, they just wanted to kind of give a reference to the original ending of the first movie. But
yeah, with boobs.
It felt like there was 4 different movies they wanted to do in this, and then combined them all into one.
Yeah, the sex scene was pretty funny.
The sex scene was pretty funny, actually. I don't know. The gore was good. Like all the other practical,
all the killing stuff and
the practical
looked good.
And visual effects in this movie were actually pretty good. Like anytime someone got stabbed and you saw it go through their chest,
When
like
the dude got an arrow to the head and he just
visual effects. They kind of combined it both practical and visual, and it looked good. I guess I have to say. What didn't look good was all the like soft focus shots in this movie. Like I don't know if you noticed, but there's a lot of shots that feel like they're not fully in focus. Other than that, I think the acting in this movie from all the characters was subpar at best. Chewie was pretty
Michael
good.
did a pretty good job.
I think Clay and Whitney were probably doing the best because, I don't know. My favorite shot of this movie is Jason standing up on the roof of the house. I thought that was a really cool shot. Why would a girl bring baby oil camping?
To rub on her tits.
If not to rub on her tits. The hillbilly in this movie truly... I kind of wish they cut all of his scenes because he served very little purpose in this.
But besides another kill.
Besides another kill and to get Jason his mask, so... When the chick's under the dock...
Oh yeah.
Bro, this shit looks so fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
There's this line that Trent says in the movie. He's like...
Bree's dead, he killed Bree!
No, man, I think you might have killed Bree. You just shot her.
There's a very good chance that he killed Bree.
So she could have survived.
I think Trent killed her.
I think Trent definitely killed her. And first off, why don't you have a better hold of your gun when you're going through water?
No.
Bro dropped that gun
He
immediately.
dropped the gun. He didn't even like try to look for it either.
Fuck it!
And then, this line.
Sure, man. Hey, I give a wicked blowjob too. Okay, well,
Do you wanna hear some Friday the 13th fucking facts? Including this movie, Jason has killed over 200 people.
Why your face look like that when you tell me that?
Man, cause you need excitement. You gotta grit the teeth. You know?
Listen, bro. 200 people? I've killed that many people.
Producer Michael Bay allegedly walked out in the movie premiere stating that the movie featured too much sex.
Nah, it wasn't enough.
This is the boob cut, if anything, bro.
We watched the boob cut.
Well, yeah, bro. There's so many more tits in this one.
Good.
Good, he said. Honestly, this movie doesn't have any fun facts, so. What are your final thoughts on this movie, Sawyer?
It had some good laughs. Had some good deaths. Filmmaking was pretty ass. Writing was also very subpar. Acting was very subpar. Could have been a lot better.
No, I definitely agree with you. In terms of like a horror movie, a slasher movie.
Not terrible.
It's not terrible, but also
It's not a terrible slasher movie, but it's not a good Friday the 13th movie.
I don't think it's a good Friday the 13th movie though, but also like that's also just been the thing with Friday the 13th movies is it's like
They haven't been very good.
it's always been about how many people you can kill. what way you
Like
can
2
kill
or
them.
3?
I think part 1 and part 2 originally, like, those ones were originally like horror kind of suspense movies that started the slasher genre in some way. But I mean, even like Nightmare on Elm Street, that's a slasher movie, not really a horror movie, but it has horror elements. Good slasher movie, but a bad horror movie. The best way I can sum up my thoughts on that. I agree a lot with what Sawyer was saying as well. What would you rate this?
Good 2 out of 5.
I'd give it a 2.5, honestly. I think I liked it maybe just a little bit more than Sawyer, but watch it with some friends, have a couple laughs, have a couple drinks, and I think you'll have a good time with this movie, guys. But what did you guys think of this movie in the comments down below? And if you have any other questions, please leave them down there. Remember to leave a like on this video, and remember to hit that subscribe button, because the subscribe button's gonna be waiting for everyone. Deuces, y'all. All you've been doing is fucking just sucking the teat, man. That's all you've been doing.
I suck enough teat in my life to know that you gotta shut up.
They're all on the payroll. They're all sucking the teat.
You're
And no one
sucking
can
the teat.
sit down with these guys and say, hey, cut the shit.